Capturing the aurora is elusive, partly because it's usually only visible during the winter. The sun shines nearly around the clock in the summer and blocks any view of the northern lights. But the winter is cold, and the land unforgiving, and it's often cloudy. But occasionally, the sky turns clear, and if this happens at the same time, the sun emits excess charged electrons and photons, and those charged particles interact with nitrogen in the upper atmosphere. The aurora might show up. But that's a rare occasion. Okay. All right, look at this. Look at this. It's actually clear skies out. Mm-hmm. That's good. Because you know what that means, guys?
What?
This means that you can actually take pictures of the night sky, possibly auroras. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Is it just like a filter you put on?
No, you have to put a slow shutter speed on. It's a really slow shutter speed. You have to have your aperture way open. We gotta get some sick video of you guys doing some cool stuff, and then we got to.
Ethan's gonna hit like a cork 9 off of low mogul, bro.
He's gonna do what?
He's gonna like hit a cork 9 off of mogul.
Okay, let's do that. Let's get the sky a little darker. Let's get that moon to set, and let's see if we can take some pictures of some northern lights.
Alright, it'll be sick, guys. Get some nice sky pics.
All right, let's do this. See if I can keep up with these guys. Oh crap, they're already gone.
Well, yeah, other than clearing the gap next to Roundhouse.
Let's head in, see if we get some northern lights. Let's get the gear, let's get back. The moon's still out, it hasn't set yet, but the moon will be set here pretty soon. Let's see if we can get this camera out and set up some northern light pictures. All right, everybody's back from skiing, so it's dark outside. Let's go check out the gear we got. All right, let's sit over here. They're probably gonna be pretty loud, but that's okay. We're gonna look at our gear. A couple things we need for the northern lights. First, you need an external battery. 100% you need an external battery. Because we're gonna take a time lapse, it's gonna be out there all night. We need an external battery. We need a camera. We need a wide angle lens. This is my 70 to 200, not the lens I'm gonna use. I'm gonna throw this lens on it. 16 to 35. We'll get that lens on it. That'll be wide enough. And you want a lens with a wide aperture, so we got a 2.8 lens. Need a tripod. We have to have a tripod. It's got to be sitting out there all night, so we're on a tripod. We got a camera. We got a wide angle lens, wide aperture, 2.8 aperture. We got our external battery. We got our cord for the battery. Can't forget that. Got extra lights. Come real handy. We're actually gonna use this light too, just so that we have enough light to set it up. Warm clothes. And yeah, that's right. Camille brought me this. Definitely want to grab some crumble before you get out there and take pictures. Who else wants it? All right. I think we got everything. Gotta get some warm clothes on and get out there. It's nice and dark, nice and freezing cold too. All right, let's do this. Let's get out of here and go over to Turnagain Arm. You see, I've done a number of Northern Lights time lapses, but what really sets apart time lapses is getting the right composition. We're going to Turnagain Arm, and I think I know of an area where I want to go to frame the right composition with the mountains, with the water, with the tide coming in and out. So let's see what we can find. Oh yeah, check this out. Check it out right here. Alaska looks pretty nice tonight. But let's get out of here and let's go see if we can get some time lapses of the Northern Lights. I really think that Turnagain Arm is a really good option for a Northern Lights time lapse. The hope and the goal is to see the tide flowing during the time lapse. Hopefully the Northern Lights show up. I want to frame the mountains on each side of the picture. So let's see if we can do this. Yeah, in some ways, I don't know why I like doing this. It's just awesome. I mean, taking pictures, trying to find a beautiful picture, trying to find a great composition, and the technical side of photography and videography. It's just fun. It's challenging. It's cool. So I want to do something creative. I think it's important that everybody does something creative. So I think everybody should do something creative. And if you're not a creative person, you're more of a technical person, then find something creative that has a huge technical side of it. And get good at that technical side of it, and then you can start branching out in the creative side of it. But I think it's important that everybody does something creative. I think it helps make you a better person. I think it helps make you a more rounded, well-rounded person. My hope is that I just get a good picture. My hope is that the Northern Lights actually show up. My hope is that I can capture it in the camera in a way that is kind of neat. I just want to somehow do that. All right, so I'm down here at Turnagain Arm. I've come up trying to get a little bit away from Girdwood because there are still some lights at Girdwood. I'm trying to get as little light as possible. The reason I came here is one, is it's accessible, I can get here. But two is, I'm hoping to see the tide change here during the time lapse. And another reason I wanted to come down here is because Anchorage is the third busiest cargo airport in the world. There's a couple of reasons for that, but this is the flight path for the airplanes to come into Anchorage. They come right down Turnagain Arm. So during the time lapse, if the Northern Lights show up, then we could possibly get some airplanes coming through Turnagain Arm. I think that would look pretty cool also. Anchorage is such a busy cargo airport because carriers figured out that they could carry less fuel on trans-Pacific flights. If they carry less fuel, they could carry more cargo. Fuel up in Anchorage, which is about halfway between Asia and North America, and they'd make a lot more money if they just filled up in Anchorage. So we're gonna see cars come along the Seward Highway. You'll see the lights of the cars during the time lapse too. So I'm hoping to get all these different things in the time lapse. Well, I mean, it's kind of a lot. I'm not sure if we're gonna get all this stuff, but hopefully we can. I'm gonna dial in my camera, so the camera settings are really important here. For a time lapse like this, dialing in your shutter speed is gonna be one of the most important things. I'm gonna dial in my shutter speed to be open about 10 seconds. I looked at the exposure at 10 seconds and it looked pretty good. I'm gonna put my ISO setting about 3200. I just don't want my ISO too big. I don't want to introduce too much noise into the composition. I'm putting my aperture all the way open at 2.8. Again, it's a real wide angle, so that's gonna help us also. There's trade-offs with your shutter speed with Northern Lights. You keep your shutter speed open longer, you can collect more light from the Northern Lights and get brighter colors, but the problem is then the Northern Lights blur out because the Northern Lights are constantly moving. If you do shorter shutter speeds, you can get more detail in the Northern Lights, but again, you're collecting less light with a shorter shutter speed. So there's a trade-off there. I think 10 seconds is gonna be pretty good with where we're at right here. There's gonna be light from cars. There's gonna be a little bit of light from Girdwood. There's also, there's snow outside. There's snow on the mountains which reflects light. And so that's gonna add to the light that the camera is gonna be collecting. So I gotta take all these things into consideration. I'm taking a couple test pictures and we'll see what we get. All right, so I'm gonna leave this here, leave it here overnight. Hopefully nobody sees it from the road. I think we're over this ledge down by the water far enough where he's gonna see it. So hopefully nobody takes it. All right, let's see what happens. Still working on getting the perfect Aurora composition. If you've captured the Aurora, please leave a link in the comments. I'd love to see what you've captured. Alaska is a unique and hard place to live, but there are things to see and experience here that are rare and amazing. Until next time, keep getting outdoors and exploring.